that time. Referee gave him 30 seconds. He had 30 seconds to get up. Brazil back now? He was out. That looked like a nice ass sleep. You know, and then his gloves were... Boxing can be funny, man. Boxing can be funny. But, you know, a sick part of me doesn't think the rematch is going to happen. Something tells me one of these dudes are going to lose before they get back into the ring. Look, he just woke up. You see when he had woke up? He had just woke up. He had just woke up. Like, he's still kind of like lost. I wonder what he was looking at up there. Like, can you imagine? Like, his eyes are open, but he's like not really with us. I wonder what he was looking at. Has anybody asked him, like, what did you see? You know? I wonder what he saw. My man is stretched out. He looked like he just got the best blowjob ever. So I guess his mind was there, but his body just wasn't there no more. Look, he trying to look. Damn. But he got his big ass up. He got his big ass up, though. You know. And remember, he took over the round after that. It's just that it didn't mean anything because he's ill. Just that it didn't mean anything because his ass was knocked down. So what's been going on with y'all, man? I've been having a lot of technical difficulties lately. This shit is harder than I thought. This whole, like, trying to transition into being like a full-time live streamer. Let me tell you, my personal opinion of the boxing live streamers, you know, in regards to, like, the vloggers, they're shit. They got to get their shit together. Because I'm wondering, like, even though, like, I've been, like, not as active as I used to be in the past, still, my presentation is, like, way better than this shit, man. So I've been trying to get, like, you know, shit together for you guys. And also, I did figure out how I'm going to operate my Patreon. Because, see, in order for us to be able to do film studies and to be able to watch clips and shit, I can't monetize it. So that's what I'm going to use Patreon for, you know, so we can keep the live streams alive. You see what I'm saying? So, for example, you know, why is it so difficult for us to be able to go watch highlights on YouTube together of Marcus Browne versus Jean Pascal without PBC on Fox being all fucking triggered and trying to copyright me? Don't get me wrong, they let me go with a lot of shit. But at the same time, for live streams, like, this content is readily available. So, for example, if this was a platform like Twitch, then we'd be able to sit here and critique this shit without me wondering, like, if my video is going to get fucking copyright striked or taken down, you know? So, I did get to watch the fights yesterday. I was having technical difficulties, so I couldn't really get to put my videos up in time like I wanted to, you know? But, yeah, you know, Marcus Browne, I never really rated him high, I guess. But I didn't think that he would lose to Jean Pascal. But he fell into Jean Pascal traps. You know, Jean Pascal like to throw a whole bunch of haymakers and shit when he get into trouble. And Marcus Browne fell right into that shit. Yeah, he owed 50 Cent some money. Yeah, let's go listen to this. This was the most bizarre shit ever. Everybody owed 50 Cent some money.
3 times. And I think even though it was a close fight, I was winning the fight. So that's why the judges give me the fight.
You wanted to check him. You said he was cocky, he was young. You were able to do that with those knockdowns here tonight. Let's start with the first one in the 4th round and also again in the 7th round. I saw your daughter, Angel. She was chanting your name. Did you hear her? Because right after she started doing that, you got those 2 knockdowns. Yeah,
definitely. My daughter was ringside. And that was a lot of motivation for me. She was screaming my name all night long. Angel, I love you.
What is next for you? You know, would you like this fight, this rematch with him to end it in a way that wasn't by accidental headbutt?
First of all, I want to thank Fox to give me that chance to showcase my talent in front of America. You know, now I'm going to back home, talk to Hollywood to see what's going on. But one thing that I'm very happy about it, it's like we have the best rapper in the game, Drake. We are NBA champion, and now I'm bringing the belt back in Canada, baby.
All right, go enjoy it. Thank you so much.
And also, 50, I told you, I'm a man of my word. I got your money on Monday. I got the bells now. Don't worry about it.
Thank you for watching. Well, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you...
Bells now.
How did he get involved with 50 Cent? You don't want to be owing somebody like 50 Cent. You don't want to owe him no money. God damn it, Veronica. Good morning. You know, you don't want to owe 50 Cent no money, man. He's one of the last people on earth you want to owe some money to. So I'm glad that Jean Pascal won, because 50 Cent probably been watching. You know, let's go to his Twitter. See, let's go to 50 Cent Twitter. Let me pull it up over here and see if, because he probably was watching and waiting to like try to fucking, yeah, you know, making sure he won. I wonder, you know, knowing 50 Cent, if Jean Pascal don't pay off his debts, somehow 50 Cent going to end up with that WBA and that WBC bullshit belt right there. And then he probably going to put it on Instagram or Twitter. Yeah, Jean Pascal owe me some money, so I got his belts now. And you see Jean Pascal crying somewhere. 50 Cent, nah, he ain't put nothing on Twitter. But Jean Pascal, hey, 50, Jean Pascal got your money, man. Jean Pascal got his money. I don't know, man. It seems like he really wanted to get the message across because the interview was over. So he made sure to give 50 a shout out. Like, yo, 50, I got your bread. Like, I told you I was going to win tonight. I'm going to give you that bread. So they probably met up at a party or some shit somewhere. He was on some rough times. And, you know, probably 50 loaned him like 100,000 or something. The interview was over.
See what's going on, but one thing I'm very happy about it, it's like we have the best rapper in the game. Drake, we are NBA champion, and now I'm bringing the belt back in Canada, baby.
All right, go enjoy it. Thank you so much.
And also, 50, I told you, I'm a man of my word. I got your money on Monday. I got the bells now. Don't worry about it.
Thank you for watching. Well, if you enjoyed that clip...
Oto, my bad. What the fuck, bro? What did you get yourself into, Jean Pascal? Here, let's go to 50 Cent Instagram. What did you get yourself into, Jean Pascal? He said, he ain't say like I got you. He said on Monday, like, yo, it's a time. Like, I got your bread, bro. Yeah, I'm on this. Let's see. What you got to say, 50? Oh, this is where they met up and he probably, oh, Jean Pascal won. Hold up. Let's zoom in for you guys. Let's zoom in for you guys. Hold up. Let me go to full screen. What you done got yourself into, Jean? Now I feel like I won because he can give me my money back. You motherfucker. Yo. Won 2 titles last night. Now I feel like I won because he can give me my money back. See? And see, Jean Pascal, don't fuck around. Get that man his money, man. You don't want those problems in your life. You don't want those problems in your life. So, what is going on? What's going on with y'all boy Canelo? I think, honestly, in my opinion, he don't want to fight Golovkin anymore. Those 2 fights took a lot out of him. Those 2 fights took a lot out of your boy. You know? I don't think he want to do it anymore. I don't think he can physically do it anymore. You know, he got that bum-ass knee. And then he doesn't seem too happy with his promotional company, Golden Boy, or more importantly, the matchmaker, Roberto Diaz. You know? It's not a good look, man. It's not a good fucking look. Like, it's not a good look. And it's like, how, right? What's the logic, right? What's the logic? Canelo, when Canelo signed with DAZN, and they gave him all that guaranteed money, did he think he was going to be able to keep fighting Rocky Fieldings? And no disrespect to Rocky, but what did he think? Did he think, honestly, that he was going to be able to get that deal and not fight Golovkin? What the fuck? Like, how? Like, you know, and that's why I be thinking sometimes, like, boxers, like, they don't really be that smart, man. They don't really be that smart. You know, that shit don't make no sense. You know? That shit don't make no fucking sense. Get yourself a cappuccino, something for the Brussels hustle, bro. Thanks, Fun Buy. Get yourself a cappuccino or something, bro, for the hustle with unbiased critiquing. Good job. What you looking forward to more? Wilder Fury, Adrian Ruiz. Adrian Ruiz. AJ Ruiz, because at least we know that's happening. Tyson Fury's got to win against Otto Wallin, September the 14th, and then you got Wilder, who's got to win against Luis Ortiz. Also, I got some good news. If I can't really tell y'all. I can't really tell y'all. My bad. I can't really tell y'all. My bad. But anyway, who the fuck is TMG? It's TMG. So, yeah, man. You know, I don't know what's up with Canelo. Like, what did he think? What did he think? He thought they was just really going to just let him just like do whatever he wanted over there. You know, they're in the business. They need subscribers. They want subscribers, so therefore they have to put on the best possible fights that they can. So yeah, they let Canelo, you know, get Rocky Fielding. Okay, the Denny Jacobs fight was a big fight. You know, but with all this other bullshit, and it's like, you know, I respect the IBF, by the way. You will never hear me shitting on the IBF because when you are a champion, you should fight your mandatory every year. Unless there's another mandatory, you have to wait in line, like the IBF has to wait in line after the WBO when it comes to the heavyweight situation. You know? So, yeah, man, I've been working on shit. You know, people have been like, you know, bitching at me and complaining. Like, yo, you've been saying you've been working on this, what the fuck? And all this shit. It's like, yo, like, I got some, like, I'm not, like, I'm going to be 36 in about, what, 26 days or some shit. I'm not doing this shit for my health anymore. You know, I have goals that I set for me and my team, and I have no excuses in regards to my health, finances, and my weirdo hater baby mom. I'm good. So, therefore, you know, I got some things that I've been working out for a long time. You want call-ins, right? You want live Skype interviews, right? All that stuff has been taking time. It's been really, really, really taking time, like longer than I thought. For example, I'm even having issues right now where I can't, you know, with this program I'm using, I can't add the audio files. And then with the other program, I can't get the chat like I want. And then, you know, we're trying to get the super chat thing going and, you know, get, you know, the Patreon for like real quality content that I can't produce on YouTube, or YouTube is always trying to shut me down. So I want a clean cut, pure, organic boxing show. Not only where we're not blocking people and shit, but also, like, we don't have no allegiances to nobody. Our job is to cover the fights, cover the sport, and leave our personal feelings out of that shit. Of course, don't get me wrong. Y'all can see sometimes in my videos that get a little riled up. And remember, we are not always going to agree. It's going to be some videos you're going to be like, yo, this fucking guy's a fucking asshole dickhead, or this guy's nuts. And then some videos you're going to be like, all right, this guy, all right. That's the way it's supposed to be. I don't expect for you to agree with me all the time. But one thing I'm not going to do is censor you. You know, I'm not going to do that. And also, I'm not going to fucking suck no fucking dick to get ahead. What is wrong with these YouTube boxing media? They weird to me. So, you know, I'm growing this platform to make sure that we're giving you top quality boxing content. But also, I'm branching out. I was just so happened, let me tell you, I was just yesterday talking to a female, and she was on some shit like, well, you know, look at what Shane Dawson is doing. And me, I'm like, who the fuck is this Shane fucking Dawson guy? So understand, like, the boxing community on YouTube, it's only but so far you can go. Your content can only go so far, because once somebody watch your post-fight shit, it's no really replay value. Luckily, with my videos, I have a high watch time. But after a while, people don't be watching that shit no more. So you know, I've been limiting myself just by covering boxing and being disrespected while doing it. You know? But let's get back to some boxing. August is kind of dry. I took last night off. Last night was actually the first time I watched boxing away from like all this shit. And I actually watched the fights. And I said, I'm going to cover them in the morning. You know, because for one, PBC would have disrespected me anyway. You know, by not like, probably, no, they don't. they let me and my team into fights like Kownacki versus Arreola. But then when it comes to like pay-per-views or like bigger high profile, no, actually, they have been, they be a little funny. And as you've seen with some media members, they don't like when PBC has a reputation of, when it comes to media, they like to control the media of who they let in and narratives and shit. You've heard the rumors for years that they pay people, you know? And they may not necessarily, from my understanding, and I've seen it, they may not necessarily give you like money. I don't know any of that. But one thing for damn sure, if you suck enough PBC knob, then it is not just one person. One media. If you suck enough PBC knob, then you know they love you. They let you get ahead. You know, so I've been let them know like from the beginning. You know, I've been beefing with them for like, you know, so they let me into their events because they know like once I'm like, I'm not into all that being out in the crowd taking pictures and fucking. I'll be in the back. You know, every event I've went to, as y'all seen, I'm like in the back or I'm like out the way. You know, I got social anxiety to a bit. So, you know, I like to get there, get my interviews, and, like, not really be, like, in the mix. You know, I know all the TV cameras is and shit. I try to avoid all that shit. You know, but, you know, they be acting funny because, you know, like, I go to the post-fight interviews, and I don't, and to the media events, and I just be asking the real shit. And they be getting mad at me. You know, like I'm supposed to be like, hey, Adrian Browne, you know, you had a close fight with Manny Pacquiao. And it's like, what the fuck? Yo, he got, you know, you have media members that do shit like that. You know, but anyway, moving on. You know, August is like, ew. Don't you know they got Erislandy Lara versus Canelo's older brother, the balding one, Ramon Alvarez? The one that got beat up by Brandon Rios, right? PBC is crazy sometimes, man. Sometimes I be wondering, like, what do they be thinking? Putting some shit like that. Now, last night's card, that was fun. I like that card. That was a fun card. But when you do a main event of Erislandy Lara versus Canelo's brother, who lost to Brandon Rios, I don't know what's going on. So let me read some of the chat with some of y'all questions before we move on. We got a lot of things to cover, and then I got to get back to work. You know, go see my little girl later on, and I got to get this platform straight because here is, as I've told you before, what I'm working on is making sure that on Mondays we have a show from 12 to 2 consistently with interviews, call-ins, and Skype interviews. But see, people, you know, are not realizing I'm a one-man production team when it comes to all this. Most of it, like when you see like the music and everything in the beginning, it's it's automatic. Like the playlist is there, and those transitions from scene to scene are automatic. I'm out doing other shit, and then I just pray to God that I come down and everything's still running and the stream is still up. So I'm working on like a cleaner output, you know, and also to make sure that my software and hardware can handle, like, let's say, for example, if we get like a special guest and they say, hey, I want to call into the show, but I want to do it live, you know, and we're doing a live stream. I want to be able to pull up, you know, a Skype or FaceTime right here, like live, real time. That shit, like, you know, that shit takes a lot of, like, I've become a computer nerd. You know, but it's not like, you know, like I went to school for any of this. So it's all trial and error. So I've been working. I do have a supercomputer. But once again, it's like, it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of moving parts. It's not easy. It's a lot of moving parts with all this stuff to make sure everything is running smoothly and in high definition and all that. Uncle I've been trying to get Canelo by giving his big brother a main event. That could be true. Yeah. Laura's born. Ruiz fight 100. I think it's going to the UK. I don't understand what people don't understand in regards to Ruiz. He signed the rematch clause. You know, remember, he was a massive underdog going in, unless you were a hardcore and you knew, like, yo, he got a chance. But, yo, he don't really have no say. Come on. I thought we all knew that. He don't really have no say. You know, Al Heyman maybe try to do his best to maneuver and finesse, but he really don't have no say. The contract is the contract. Yeah, exactly. So he can say, Ruiz can say whatever he wants on like television and everything to try to beef up his name. T-Street Barbershop Conversation. Fuck him. I don't want to talk about him no more. He's finished. He out there pandering those Spence versus Porter tickets that he brought himself to try to get back in the good graces of PBC so he can get into their events again. Fuck him. But he probably gonna suck enough dick to get in eventually. But he's no concern of mine anymore. He's no concern of mine anymore. Canelo could go Bob Brim and get money for bombs. Well, Canelo's got... How can Canelo get out of contracts? You know, how can Canelo get out of contracts? You know, he has a contract with DAZN, you know. I really don't give a fuck where Joshua versus Ruiz is happening to, you know, truth be told, but for some reason people seem to be making stories out of I don't have any DAZN connections, and also I wouldn't tell you, Lyndon Wallace. I don't know you. All right, you know what I like to do when people come into the chat when they don't be having shit all on their name. You know, I like to go to their channel. Let me see. Where's my mouse cursor? I like to go to their channel, and I like to see if they have anything on their channel, like any type of liked content or anything, because usually accounts when they like ask shit like that, they usually be like troll channels. So let's go to Mr. Lyndon Wallace's channel and see what we see. Let's see if there's anything on there. You think there's anything on there? You think there's anything on there? Let's see. Nope, not a fucking thing. Who are you really, bro? You niggas think y'all be slick like I ain't been on YouTube like for years. Who are you really? Who are you really? Somebody put him on timeout just because. Who are you really, my man? You dudes be weird. You some type of mole? Yeah, they be fake accounts, bro. I've been doing this for years. Like, for years I've been doing this. I know how to spot all that shit. And there's other ways you can do it. I can't tell y'all, but there's other ways you can... You know, what it is when you have one main YouTube account, you can make all these different names under it. But there's a way that you can see the main account and see whose name is under it. So that's how I know who they are. I know who they be. I can't do it now. But yeah, boxing is a little dry. I'm going to be at the Cole Frampton fight this week in Philly. You know, outside of that, what do we have next week? The week after? You have, that week of the 17th is kind of dry, right? I know you have Yard versus Kovalev the week after, or Kovalev versus Yard the week after. Wait, why am I here? I typed in boxing schedule. You know? Hey, what did Lyndon Wallace say? Let me see what he said. Yeah, I don't like when people, you know, that I like never seen in the chat before. I don't like people that I've never seen. And then also what they do is they respond with an insult when I figure them out. Like people be like, you know, you're doing your shit in your basement. Actually, I'm not. My shit is cool. I have a whole like man cave. I've showed pictures on my shit. My shit's on my Instagram and on my Twitter. Trust me, my shit is cool. My shit is legit as fuck. So you can hate all you want. When I figure them out, they always respond with an insult. That's how they listen. I've been doing it for too long. Let's get this boxing schedule. They ask me some shit, and then when I be like, hey, who the fuck are you? They be like, oh, well, such and such is out in the field on your... Yeah, it's kind of dry, man. Remember, this 17th card was supposed to be Jose Benavidez versus Luis Collazo with Navarrete versus... Yeah, it's kind of dry, bro. Gives me more time to work on my platform. And then you got Kovalev versus Yard, the 24th. And then you also have this card. Okay, the 24th is looking all right. Then you got Brandon Figueroa. He gives me the creeps. No bullshit. Brandon Figueroa, I don't know what it is about him, but he gives me the creeps. Look, let me show y'all. Like, he remind me of like one of them old ass fucking 19 fucking hundreds dolls. Like them fucking porcelain dolls. Let me see. He got an Instagram. I don't know, man. Dude, give me the creeps. Look, dude, ain't he not creepy looking? Let me shut up. This is why PBC hate my guts. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ah! The fuck? Nah. I want no parts. Yeah, wax eyebrows with the contacts. I mean, that's his shit. Some people like to be pretty. That's his shit. But like, I don't like I'll watch his fights, but I don't like watching like his build-up content when they be like talking to him and all that shit. I'd be like, yo, dude, this, like, for example, he was at Pac Thurman, and they showed him in the crowd, and he kind of caught the camera, was watching him and shit. So he did his little and tried to be all like, I can't do it. I can't do it. You know, want no parts. Canelo should be stripped of all his titles because he's proven, oh, get out of here. And I don't like you anyway. You be talking shit too, you scumbag. So yeah, August is kind of dry. I'm on a very, very good pace. If people leave me the fuck alone and let me just do my little boxing shit, you know, I'm on a very, very good pace to have like my show fully in order. You know, because there's a lot of things missing from the people who stream in regards to like boxing commentary on YouTube. You know, they're not growing. You know, you got people just doing streams just to be doing streams. It's not going anywhere. Gervonta Davis versus Tevin Former fights need to be made for November. I think so, but, you know, we know what the truth is. Tank Davis is protected by his promotional company. He's protected. You know, and also he's kept under that banner. You know, he's not going to ever fight Loma. Can you see Al Heyman and Golden Boy? I mean, Al Heyman, not Golden Boy. Al Heyman and Bob Burnham working together for that fight? No. And the thing is, if he goes to 135, Loma doesn't seem like he's going to be moving up to 140. It looks like 130 is where is where, you know, Tank Davis needs to stay because of political reasons. Former versus Tank will happen in mid to late 2020. You think so? Well, you know, unless Tevin Former goes to sign, you know, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. I like Devin Haney's path. Devin Haney is clearly on the path to fight the winner of Loma versus Campbell. But what's going on with him versus Zahir Abdulayev, the guy who's supposed to fight that's ranked high by the WBC had beat Hank Lundy. I'm looking forward to Campbell versus Loma. Campbell is not getting enough respect. The disrespect is real. I'm still stuck on this shit, though. And this shit right here. How much money, I wonder, he think he owe 50? Hey, 50, I'm a man of my word. I'll get your money on Monday. I'll give you the belts. Haney versus Garcia. Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia is a little protected, too. And also, what's going on with Golden Boy? Not only haven't they been really making other stars outside of, I'm talking about stars outside of Canelo, but they haven't been signing anybody. And then, you know, what happens to Golden Boy if they lose Canelo? I mean, he's under contract. You know? Loma's ducking Devin Haney. Oh, you tripping, H-Money. You tripping. No, BoxRec ratings are off of a point system. It's not off of, you know, like, it's off of a point system. You know, that's how BoxRec ratings work. And I don't know why they do it off of that, but, you know, I don't fuck with BoxRec ratings. In fact, I'm coming up with my own pound for pound list that I'm going to be publishing every month. I think that's going to be interesting, right? But see, in order to do my pound for pound list, it's one of those things where you can't just like, you got to really sit down and like, you know, like, because you got to put your thought into your pound for pound list. You can't just have a pound for pound list and not explain why you have like people in that in and on that list. So I want to do once a month, number one, and then do a little paragraph on why. Number two, little explanation on why, and so on, all the way down to number 10. You know, the ideal way would be to have a panel for, you know, like pound for pound. And that's something I've also been thinking about, like having like a poll, like where I would say some shit like T Street Controversies pound for pound, but it would be like by the viewers, where I would put a poll up, you know, or give a link to a poll, and then, you know, we just vote on them shits, like who's top 3 criteria for pound. My number 1 criteria for pound is you can do it with heavyweight, but say for example with 147 pounds, right? With 147 pounds, I look at how they would fare against the top at 154 and how they would fare at the top against 140. That's how, you know, like I look at pound for pound, like how they would do matched up against the two other weight divisions closer to them, but also in their division as well. Among there's other criteria as well, you know. There's other criteria as well. Best caller in the world, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. You know, so I'm still figuring how I'm going to regulate the callers on the show, how I'm going to, you know, how many callers I'm going to have on the show, because we don't want the show to be taken over, you know, by callers, because we still got to have, like go through all the content. But once again, like this shit is not easy. This shit is difficult. And especially since I'm doing 2 things at one time, or 2 major tasks, or 3 in regards to, you know, working on the podcast, you know, the live show, and then, of course, my T Street Uncut content, where, you know, it's happening. It's already happening. I'm covering other content outside of boxing, but boxing always has my heart. You know, boxing always has my heart. Let's see. What were the other topics down here? Let's see. People say Oscar Valdez is ducking Shakur Stevenson, but he's been talking about moving up for a long time and having issues with that weight. You know, Curtis Stevens was looking sickly at the weigh-in yesterday, and then the weigh-in before, you know, and this was his first fight ever at 154 pounds, and, you know, it's a shame because he's kind of done. You know, I covered Otto Wallin's fight. Here, let's go look at some clips of Otto Wallin real quick. Let's look at some clips of Otto Wallin. Let's see. Oh. Let's look at some clips. I covered one of his fights before. I don't remember when. Was it a Showbox fight? Does he have any fights? This is Tyson Fury's fighting. Not officially announced.
And Hans Larsen. The referee will be K. Hansen. Introducing to first, the fighter in the red corner, wearing red.
Put your ass in the ring.
Og selvom vi vant til lidt sul på kroppen I Sverige.
Oh, this is the dude that flopped. This is the flopper. Oh, this is that flopper.
Klassen, så det måske lidt mere.
Dude gonna flop.
Rigeligt til David GGG.
Let's watch some tape though. You think he gonna beat up Tyson Fury? Let's watch his speed and his style.
For Georgien for Tbilisi.
Who? Oh!
Og venstrehånden ind og hammer på her.
Oh, Tyson in trouble. Fury in trouble.
Den store Georgier faktisk kommer ind med højre hånd en enkelt gang.
Dude, this cat quick. Hey, let's watch this flopping scum. Watch he flop. Watch this dude flop.
Også en lille reprimande til Wallin. Han er svær at bokse den her.
That's my stomach.
Georgier. Jeg arbejder på en venstre. Er stærk her. Først højre hånd. Og så en venstre.
You flopping bastard. Here, let's slow it down. Let's slow it down for you. Watch this. Watch this shit. Look, 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 look. Watch this. Watch this. Let me turn it down. Watch this shit. Watch this flopping bastard. And how did he get in the rankings for the the lineal championship? Okay, jab. Whoa! That's your boy. I want to see the lineal championship rankings. I mean, honestly, I was kind of rooting for the Prince Charles Martin to get the shot, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh! See, it was the wind of the punch. It was that gust.
Der skal tælles.
The hell?
Det var nok. Fik set rigeligt.
Is the fight over? I need some more footage. Here, let's look up Otto Wallin. Let's find some footage. Let's find some footage. Let's find the tapes. Let's see. Where you at, Otto Wallin? He 20-0 with 13 KOs. Was it this fight that I covered? The Nick Kessler fight? Was it this fight? Which card was this? It was this fight. I did watch him on Clarissa Shields versus Christina Hammer. And then Jermaine Franklin. Yeah, I covered this. I covered that whole card. Here, let's see. Wallin versus Kessler. Where you at, Kessler? I hate using Facebook. Facebook be crashing my shit. Yo, Fury is finished. I don't know, y'all. He's cat quick. Those are Fury punches. He's gonna be dodging them. Yo, I don't know if Fury can handle that. I don't know if Fury can handle that shit, man. I don't know if Fury can handle that. Oh, man. You know? That's boxing for you. That's boxing for you. Let's go check out some shit on BT Sport. Fucking Canelo, man. Fucking Canelo. He is looking real suspect though. Canelo, like, yo, just fight Golovkin again, all right? Or fight whoever you're gonna fight, and then say you're gonna fight Golovkin fucking in May or some shit. He don't want to fight Golovkin. Period. You gotta work too hard. You know, he gotta work too hard. It's like, you know, I didn't want them to fight right away. I did want them to take like some interim fights in between, but come on, man. You're looking like a whole hoe right now, Canelo. Like, fight the man. And what's up with your boy Dillian Whyte? That shit, all this is weird. How do you pass a VADA test, right? But then you fail the UKAD test, and then, you know, that whole situation is weird. It's all weird, man. It's bizarre. It's all bizarre.
so close to unifying the division. I've came close many a times, but Ruiz is a part of my stable. Because he went back to his corner one time and said, what did he hit me with? You know, I'm like, dang, was he that fast?
Sometimes, Deontay, when people sit down with you, there's so much to talk about. We do this fight and that fight, and something you've said and something someone said about you. Sometimes we forget that there was another Deontay Wilder once, all those years ago, that didn't have everything in front of him, wasn't draped in silver, gold, and wearing golden boots, and wasn't flying first class around the world. That wasn't that long ago.
Most definitely, you know, there was a time.
I don't know. Some people think that there's a chance that Heyman can maneuver something to where Wilder jumps the line to get Andy Ruiz and not Anthony Joshua. That would be a disaster for Hearn and Matchroom, which is the reason why I feel, you know, as it should be common sense that rematch is going to happen. You know? And maybe things are taking so long. I mean, Andy Ruiz has already said, like somebody pointed out on Joe Rogan, that he knows where it's taking place, but he just can't say nothing. You know, why can't he say nothing? Because he's not the A side in the situation. GGG acting like it won't leave Canelo alone. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, can you be mad at him? You know, 2 close fights, you know. And the pay-per-view generation for them is over. They get guaranteed money. So Canelo can't use the excuse of, wait, I bring in more money than you, so you know we call the shots. The DAZN pays all of the bills. You know? You know? But yeah, I'm really excited about my new little shit, though. And also, I'm hoping that it's not as hard, you know, on me like when it was when I was doing fucking videos every day. So in phase 1, you know, I want to start with the streams on Mondays and select media events. So for example, we're going back to streaming the media events like press conferences and weigh-ins. Only select press conferences and weigh-ins. And then, you know, special edition shows like that. But for the most part, the Monday show and the Friday show is what, you know, is going to be my shit. And also select post-fight shows, you know. And the way I'm going to get ahead is I'm not going to just be sitting there fucking talking bullshit. You know, we got to get, like, quality live guests on the show. And us, like, talking about real shit. Not fucking finessing people's egos. I love Claudia Trejos to death, but what the hell are we going to talk about? Charles Martin sleeps Fury. You drunk. You drunk. Or you doing fucking crack cocaine. Lay off the crack. Lay off the crack. So yeah, boxing is kind of, you know, it's been a lot of news going on, but boxing has been kind of dead. Dillian Whyte did show up to the fight, the Knicks Gym fight. You know, public appearance. I understand he can't talk about it, but don't you think it's like, you know, shady that he hasn't put out a statement saying, yo, I'm a clean fighter? You know, I think that would go. I think that would have went far, but now that it's been what? We're in August. They found out about their test on July the 17th. So the longer they keep, I don't know. This shit is weird. But remember, boxers know how to beat drug tests. They know how to beat VADA. They know how to beat UKAD. I'm not saying Dillian Whyte has done that. I'm just saying boxers know how to beat. Drew, Fred asked Thurman Dad for AJ interview because he's black man at the Pac-Man fight. Oh shit, where'd you hear that? Oh shit. I heard it. I mean, listen, I heard a lot of shit. You know. So like I said, I'm really still disappointed, like, that the LDBC, like, he's their media member. You know, that shit is disappointing. Like, that they let him run amok like that and not tell him, like, yo, you got to calm down a little bit because we need you to have your access. You know, that shit, to me, that goes to show the level of intelligence that they had. And also the fact that they not as all about unity if you're seeing that you literally watching a man commit career suicide. And you're not telling him to calm down. Maybe they were, and maybe he's just a renegade. I don't know. But, you know, like, that shit was disappointing because no matter what, you know, I did used to have respect for Fred. And I think he's going through some shit right now. And I'm wondering, like, who is, what the fuck? Like, how did they let this man, you know, just, like, destroy his whole shit like that? T Street, watch the Academy winning Icarus starring Dr. Caitlin, who had a VADA. I've seen that was involved. That was the documentary about the cyclist, right? I've seen it, but now it's a good time to go back and look at that again. They condone his conduct. And I can understand, like, to an extent, you condone his conduct. You know, because, you know, like, that's their shit, like black empowerment and all that. There's nothing wrong with that. But then when you cross that line of being a bigot and racist, and you taking that shit out into a media world where you know, the reach can be, you know, you got Eddie Hearn talking about you in videos that are doing thousands and thousands of views. That's not a good look for him to be talking to you like that. I mean, talking about you in that manner. That's not a good look. You know? Martin versus Wilder would be Wilder Ortiz, but what? You talking about Charles Martin versus Deontay Wilder? Y'all tripping. Yeah, you drunk today. Yeah. Like I said, I know the whole situation. It's just that it was only but so much shit I can say. And then when I was being told about it, I was literally like, yo, what the fuck? Why they let him do this shit? Like, it's like, okay, some of it was like funny, and the shit he did with Eddie Hearn, that was a golden interview, you know, of him, like he was really trying to get the answers out of but then it's like, you know, shit is sad. Slim, I'm waiting for the PBC Spence versus Porter TV schedule to come out. That PBC face to face is going to be good. You know, when they sit down and they talk about, you know, the upcoming fight, that's going to be interesting. You know. And then you have the PBC Fight Cam. Also, we could get... Nah, no updates on PBC being sold. They're still being shopped around. That's for damn sure. But right now, you know, they've been... I like PBC. Like, what we're getting right now from PBC, outside of some fights here and there that, you know, it's like, huh. But this is what PBC should have been when they first started. This is what they should have been. Like the consistency with them doing PBC face-to-faces for Jamal James versus Antonio DeMarco. You know, this is what they should have been with the ads. For example, like stuff like this. You can tell like that they're feeling themselves in a good way. I'm going to show you. In a good way, because now they're starting to hit their stride. Like the pay-per-views, you know, numbers are doing better. They're working out things. What are we doing? I just hope, you know, that they keep it up. I just hope that they keep it up. You know, I like stuff like this. Here, I'm going to show you. Hold it 1 minute. You pull it up. But yeah, I've been having major technical difficulties. That's why shit is all slow. So I really ain't been really feeling like doing videos, you know, until I get it sorted out. What if I tell you that I think Wilder versus Ortiz 2 is going to end up on Fox? The writing is all over the wall. He's doing commentating for them now and everything. And then Steven Espinoza did an interview at Davis versus the guy he fought last week, saying that, you know, they're like still trying to work it out. You know? Who has the best stable right now? Still Al Heyman, right? Still Al Heyman. You know? Drew asks if PBC has turned a profit yet. I don't think so. I mean, from what we know, like, I don't think so, especially when, you know, you look at how much Pacquiao is being guaranteed, and the fact that it's heavily rumored that Pacquiao's tax issue was taken care of by Al Heyman. That money comes out of PBC. It's hard to say. PBC is doing way better than they used to be doing. They're doing a lot better than they used to be doing. But it's still hard to say. Like, looking at the ratings for the fights, you know, it's not like it's growing. It's almost like this is what they should have been. Like, when they first started, and then growing from that, you know? Is that true? The zone has the most world champions? Interesting. Or world champions, or the most belts overall? Let me tell you, I like PBC right now is still number one. When you look at the fact that the DAZN is not even a year old, you got to give respect and props to that. They're not even a year old, and for hardcore boxing fans, we have to have it, right? You know, it's like we have to have it. And then when you look at ESPN Plus, they have the platform. I think overall they have the best undercards, but they're still trying to get there and building up their they have a lot of future stars. You know, they have a lot of future stars. Yeah, I like this. You can tell the DAZN cut back on a lot. For example, remember AK and Barack used to be at every fight? They cut back on a lot of shit. You know, remember they signed Golovkin to all that guaranteed money. Canelo to all that guaranteed money. Some cutbacks had to be made. You know, that's the DAZN's promotion and social media marketing, like to bring in casuals, is not, you know, it's not. I don't agree with it. The beef is that Canelo released a tweet. Here, let's go look at it. You know, basically throwing the matchmaker of Golden Boy Promotions under the bus. You know, a matchmaker is responsible for, you know, knowing who he's putting you in the ring with, watching the guys, knowing if the guys can bring in good fights. Also, from my understanding, they're in charge of your belts too, to make sure you're fighting somebody in the rankings, to make sure all that shit is like taken care of. Gomez is the VP. Roberto Diaz is the Golden Boy matchmaker. But from my understanding, Canelo is in direct contact. See here, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Let's read it. I am very upset and ashamed with my I am very upset and ashamed with my fans to be unfairly stripped of my belt by the IBF, but especially when I did not have the knowledge of the agreement that the Golden Boy matchmaker signed. So, you know, it's kind of like, well, what the fuck does that mean, motherfucker? Like, or at least that's how I'm thinking. Like, bro, what the fuck does all this shit mean? And you can tell he wanted them to know because, like, that's the type of shit, like, you keep indoors, you know? And then Oscar goes and tweets this. I stand behind every single one of my soldiers during battle. Who you battling with, Oscar? You battling with Canelo? Here he is. It's the best matchmaker in the business. Mr. Roberto Diaz. You know? Truth always rises, and I think all those have sent me love and support. Like, what the fuck, man? What does this shit mean? What are y'all going through? Thanks to all you who sent me support, and especially to the people who always gave me the corner. Oscar De La Hoyas and Make a Wars, Eric Gomez. There were no words that can think. What the fuck? What is going on? So, is Canelo talking to somebody else? Because it seems as though, like, Oscar De La Hoya, the president or vice president of all three, the top three at Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar, the president, and the matchmaker who's in charge of the fighters and making the fights, they have banded together against Canelo? Something ain't right. And then how does Canelo's contract play in? Because can he get out of that contract? Likely not. I think he's staying put. But either way, the situation is ugly. And it's like, to me, right, if the situation is he's upset, what the rumor is that he's upset that that deal has a guarantee for him to fight Golovkin or whatever, and he can't really control who he fights, then wasn't that known already when he signed the contract? Like, we knew, fans was like, oh yeah, he signed that guaranteed money. He can't just fight whoever he wants, because there's no, like, how did they not know that? It's weird. Like, did he think he was going to be able to dictate when, like, Like, he don't have that leverage when you don't have that leverage when it comes to guaranteed money. Canelo opponents are they are asking for a lot of cash. And then Canelo is not, DAZN is writing the checks. Canelo can't go to DAZN. I mean, Canelo can't say, well, I'm bringing in more pay-per-view buys than you. And Golden Boy can't say that because they're not writing the checks they're not writing the checks. They're not writing the checks. So the whole situation is weird and is ugly. But, that's fucking boxing, man. Like, the shit is confusing. I'm seeing Golovkin versus Derevyanchenko too. October, Golovkin. I don't think we're going to get Golovkin versus Murata. They might visit it. But it's going to have to happen on the zone, right? This guaranteed cash fucking up the matches. I don't think it is. Whatever happened to Inoue? Donaire is supposed to be in Philly this week at the Frampton fight. And that's what will be happening later on this year in Japan, something like November. And I know that there's been some trouble with Prograis versus Josh Taylor, but I think that they're figuring that out. And meanwhile, Golovkin and his team has been silent. Canelo owes a lot to Golden Boy for making he does, but business is business. And I don't know. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes or what's been going on behind the scenes. So I don't really like to touch on that shit too much because we don't know. Donaire was talking about pulling out. He better not. Well, yeah, the money. People ain't been getting their money. The World Boxing Super Series has been having issues, like major issues, especially with like selling tickets. The arenas be empty as fuck, especially the ones here. They ain't been doing their part over here in the States. And yet Richard Schaefer, from my understanding, was supposed to be like their like man over here in the States, But I'm looking forward to Spence versus Porter though. It's a shame because I don't think it's going to do really well in pay-per-view. I'm going to be shocked if it does 300,000 pay-per-view buys. How many pay-per-view buys do you think Spence versus Garcia is going to do? I mean, Spence versus Porter is going to do. I think it deserves, it's an important fight, but yet, this is the first time in God knows how long since what? Like, wasn't Mayweather Zeb Judah pay-per-view? Well, Mayweather Berto. We can't really count that. But two black fighters headlining a pay-per-view. You know? 300? I think so. The gate is going to sell well. I think the gate is going to sell really well. I think 250, 300. It's worth pay-per-view to me, though. And I'm still trying to find ways. Like that I can say Sean Porter really has a chance. I mean, he has it, but, I don't know. No, Spence can promote when he get a little mad or, he gets some liquor up in him. But he can't be drinking during camp. Their PBC fight camp, it's going to be 3 episodes, probably 4. I'm interested to see, like, how they try to, like, make the fighters exciting, especially the PBC face-to-face. Prince Crawford would do good. Don't get me started on that shit. Say what you want, but it's not Terrence Crawford's fault. Like, Al Haymon and PBC have their own plans. And people are like, Spence should have signed. Crawford should have signed. You can't tell a man that. But I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see who he fights next. Like, who is he going to fight? The Mean Machine, Iglitis Kavalauskas. Yeah, he's the mandatory, but I said, like, what does it mean? And And I understand the situation. Al Heyman don't want to send none of his fighters over there, but this is the perfect time where Terrence Crawford and Danny Garcia make sense. Terrence Crawford and Danny Garcia make sense. Both of them fought on the same night. What the fuck? But they won't fight. You know, unless Al Heyman do a power move, because Bob Arum did allude to the fact that they need pay-per-views on that side, but still the pay-per-view lineup is already pretty much taken up, right? Because we got Spence versus Porter September the 28th. So which means, you know, there's like Wilder Fury is going to be the next pay-per-view, which will be like November the 9th, and then Terrence Crawford's got to fight sometime in between then. They have the Vegas odds yet for Spence versus Porter? I don't know. I don't know how to look up odds and all that shit. I need to learn it. Yeah, Mikey Garcia's been in the talks with the DAZN, and 140 is where he needs to be. And to get the 140 fights, he needs to be on the DAZN or the big ones. And since the DAZN's got that guaranteed money, he better take it. Nah, the WBO and the PBC, they've been beefing for years, but it seems as though, you know, it's gotten, you know, like Heyman is pissed at the WBO. But unfortunately for him, in this day and age, to be recognized as undisputed, you have to have the WBO. I don't care what he says. And it's disrespectful because since you don't recognize the WBO, it makes sense why the WBC doesn't mention Terrence Crawford as a champion. They definitely going to give Mikey $100 million. They definitely going to come up off the. I would say 75. Mikey, I don't know. I wanted to save what people worth, but what fights can Mikey bring to generate that type of money unless Loma's mixed in that? You know. Yeah, the WBA. They sicken me. They sicken me with that. But listen. I got to go because I got to get back working on this platform. So remember, I'm still having issues getting like this call in and getting like the setup set up so that we can have a nice, clean show. You know, also, I am looking to have special guests on via Google Hangout, like a panel where we can talk about like everything that's going on. But it's too much to talk about, but I've been really, really busy making sure I'm getting everything in order for you guys. And also, for those who want to go deep down a rabbit hole, I got other topics we're going to be talking about outside of boxing in select videos. Yeah, we're going to be on Spotify. We're going to be on Google and the Google Play Store and iTunes. Yeah, of course we're doing calls. We're doing calls. You know, so it's a lot of shit, you know, that I need to make sure everything is right. You know, I don't want to launch that first 2-hour show and, you know, we don't have everything in order, you know, and we having like sound issues or, you know, tech issues. So I'm taking my time, especially since, you know, shit don't really kick back in, like kick up again with boxing until the end of this month. And then September's going to be busy. And then, you know, we're rolling into October and September, then we're going to be busy. So right now, you know, I'm using this time to like perfect my platform, be in peace. You know, I'm in like a really peaceful place, doing very well financially, you know, like life is good. So I want to make sure that, you know, like you're experiencing that magic in the show. You know, and also I want to make sure that I got everything in check so that we don't have issues when it comes to us doing live streams and watching highlights and